This ZvT replay is going to show how I approach the ZvT matchup as a whole at the moment. One of the builds that I never actually made a video about or have written a guide about, but it's the one build that allows me to win most of my matches. I think in the tournament that I played in yesterday, I played this in these. I won every game that I played this, or as I remember correctly. The build looks very similar to my other builds. It's just pool, hatch, gas, right? Then we get 2 drones in the gas, get 2 lings, go for the queen, third drone in the gas, overlord. 17 pool, 18 hatch, 17 gas, like the standard opener. My opponent is also going for the standard factory build. I could have gone for the free Roach opener or things like that, which would kind of play out the same way. But I honestly prefer this build quite a bit to the free Roach opener. Especially on bigger maps, I feel like the free Roach opener doesn't really work because it's hard to put pressure on the opponent. Right here, I'm putting a little bit of pressure on my opponent. What I did was I tried to sneak the lings around the Reaper, but the Reaper eventually caught the lings. You can like put one ling here, for example. And I kept mining gas, but as soon as I reach 100 gas, the link speed, next 100 gas, going to the lair. I have these 2 links here to try and harass the Reaper a bit. I showed him a fake expansion, I'm not actually expanding. Also built an additional queen in the main that I'm now using for spreading creep. I can go up to the 3 queens total, and this is the mix-up, right? This is the thing that nobody does. But I figured that the smartest way to approach the Hellion meta, or the ZvT meta in general, is just have Roach farm around the 3 minute 15, 3 minute 20 mark. Got link speed done now, so I can even go and clear up the Reaper. It's quite nice. He will see the lair, but like, what is he gonna do, right? It's not like he's like, you went for a lair, I knew it. Oh my god, everything is clear now. Well, I'm on 2 bases at the 4 minute mark, and I haven't shown any units. Like, what else should I be doing, right? As soon as I got the 200 gas, Spire. Spire. Key building. My opponent is going for the Liberator harassment, like Hellions into Liberator, something we see fairly often. I'm harassing a bit with links. Don't really get too much done. He built a third command center. Like, this is all standard GM level ZvT play that we see from every other Terran. As soon as I had my bases saturated, I started some spore crawlers, took the third base. It doesn't really matter when you take the third base, but definitely before you build for your Mutalisks pop. We want to try and not take too much damage from the Liberators. Never that easy though. Liberators can be quite a pain. Over here I'm blocking the Hellions with my Roaches, but I think the Hellions are still gonna get a couple of kills because I eventually get outmoved a little bit. One queen over here is gonna die sadly, but hey, that's okay. I think the other one might die as well. Yeah, the other one dies as well. Not really a good defense, right? But this is not, like, I'm not trying to show you guys the perfect game by me. Because if I just show you a game where I stomp my opponent by defending everything perfectly, then it's gonna look a bit ridiculous as well. Because it's obvious that with 3 queens, 2 spore crawlers, and a couple queens, you should be able to defend whatever your opponent is throwing at you, right? Gotta push around my drones a little bit, and right now I'm starting to drone up my third, right? My Spire finished, I'm building a couple Mutas, I'm sending my Roaches across the map to try and put damage on my opponent. Unless you're Cyril, then you can't do anything perfect. Yeah, that's true. If Cyril would play this build, he would be rank 1 GM EU. Wait, he already is. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind in upgrades compared to my opponent. I built my evolution chambers a bit too late, but that's fine. That's all fine. On this map especially, it's very important to have creep spread along the right side. And with my Mutas, I'm trying to find what my opponent is going for. I see tanks, marines, orbital command, third orbital. So I feel pretty confident at this point. I know it's just gonna be the regular, good old free command center opener. I see that he's clearing these rocks and that his command center is flying over there. Trying to get some pickoffs with my Mutas. Haven't really been able to get a lot done. There are games where you get a lot of kills. You can snipe tanks and all sorts of stuff. But this game I wasn't really able to get that much damage done on him. But I still think it's fine, right? If you look at the supply, the worker count, everything looks really good for me. Like, there isn't really anything you can look at in this game and be like, yo, Railgun, that sucks. You're gonna die. This is a bit... He scans to kill an overlord. I don't know. He has medivacs. I don't know. But yeah, I'm taking the 4th base as soon as I have my 3rd base saturated. Because my main is starting to mine out. So we always want that. And I'm just spamming roaches at home. You want a lot of Ravagers when you go for this style. Because it's kind of a Roach Ravager style. And the roaches, they really, really help you a lot. I don't underestimate the roaches, and definitely don't underestimate Ravagers against tanks. And I'm just trying to get a couple kills wherever I can. The Mutalisks kind of pay for themselves over time anyways if you just keep harassing. A little bit here and there. And this is where the big push happens, right? The big tank push. And you can already tell by the supply and by my unit count that, well, my army is pretty scary, right? Microing around with my Mutas a bit. Trying to not lose them immediately. I think I usually fight just with my Roach Ravagers, leave the Mutalisks at the back. Not that important, because you can just kind of let the Mutalisks die at this point in the game. They can still be nice to deter drops and stuff, for example. But the goal is really to go in here, hit 3 biles on the tanks, because then the tanks die immediately. And then you just Roach Ravager A-move over him. And that you can go for really, really quick max outs. Like, I'm talking like 8-minute max outs if you have a good game. I had a pretty bad game in the start, a lot of damage to the Liberator, lost queens, didn't get anything done with my Mutalisks. But it all doesn't matter, like this guy is just getting his base run over. Just to try and say something PG here. And well, he does not appreciate. He doesn't appreciate the Roach Ravager. This is a really, really easy build to play. Like, as easy as it gets. 2 base Mutas behind a very safe Roach Warren that helps you defend against anything. Doesn't matter what your opponent is. Build the Roaches, you build the Ravagers. Boom! Push his head. And drone up 3 bases quickly. Macro game. Take the 4th. Make the Link Bane switch happen. Just put a Baneling Nest. Get Link Speed, get +1 melee after your +1. Safe. And of course, this is not an all-in, right? I mean, you can be like, yeah, Railgan, nice all-in build. Well, it's not really an all-in build, because if it was an all-in build, I wouldn't have a follow-up, right? But I have 5 bases. I have upgrades. I have a Spire. I can just plop down Infestation Pit, Baneling Nest. 1 minute later, the Link Bane train starts rolling. And we're very, very open. And this is a build that it kind of goes to the same place that a lot of that the builds of a lot of top players go, but instead of going for a lot of queens, I build a couple mutas. That's like the key difference. Top players build a lot of queens, stay defensive, get creep spread out. I just get a couple mutas. That's the key difference, and that's why this build is so